News just in. Nathan Jones has been sacked. Alright, hello and welcome to the Matchday Vlogs YouTube channel. As always, please remember to smash that like button, hit subscribe, because it really does make a difference to the channel. We're here this evening to look at our next opponents up at Elland Road for Leeds United away. We'll also be having a look back at the Battle of the Bridge, where Ruben SELLES gets first 3 points, and we now have I think 33% of our points have come from Chelsea, so that's all good. We'll also be having a discussion about our new interim manager, whether or not we think that he should be taken home permanently after that fantastic display that we saw over the weekend. And as always, this show is proudly sponsored by the guys over at matchdayvlogs.com, of which there are new threads of Ruben SELLES t-shirts, which you liking that? That's basically new in the store. And as an extra special treat, I follow someone on Twitter that we did actually see this tweet, which we absolutely loved. And so I kindly asked Mike's permission, and he said, yeah, make a t-shirt out of it. And that's what we've done. So you can now buy this shirt over in the Matchday Vlog store. It's available now, so go and grab it. Away you go. As you've probably been aware, we've been quite late to the party on all this stuff. I probably picked the worst 2 weeks to take off ever, maybe, in the history of Southampton. Yeah.
It was it was pretty bad. It's pretty selfish of you to leave me hanging like that. It's, I was just talking to a wall for 2 weeks, so outrageous. So it's so much to talk about. It feels like so much time has passed since then and now.
We have a lot. We have a lot to discuss. Let us know where you're watching the show from in the chat section. And if you're watching a replay as well, stick it in the comment section. It's always fun to hear the thoughts of a fellow Southampton supporter. Hello to everyone in the chat section already. It's nice to be back. It is nice to be back. Question: how many Greatest of Set t-shirts did we sell? In all honesty, none. Not surprising though.
Put it this way,
not surprising.
Before we started selling those shirts, I was sat in a chair, and now I'm on the floor.
It's true. It's true.
So it's all gone downhill since then. So
exactly. Like and subscribe.
Please, like and subscribe. Yeah. Hit the bell. Share it. Get it going. Follow me on Twitter. Just help.
Indeed. Did we do a Chelsea away vlog? We sadly didn't, but I believe SSC Vlogs did one. So go and have a watch of that. So where do we begin? I kind of feel like we should perhaps acknowledge some of the stuff that we missed briefly. I got the opportunity to watch a bit of the Wolves game in a car driving all the way through France. You were there live, Jack.
Yeah.
How was the atmosphere in the stadium? Was it as toxic as it sounded?
Do you know what? Actually, I took guests to that game. It was a young lad's first ever Premier League game, and I was so worried about what they were going to see and what was going to happen. Luckily, both of them liked egging on the away end, so they were fine with it really. But do you know what? Because we started on the front foot and we led with the goal, and it was looking quite up and at them. The fans, they were behind the team. The crowd was behind the team, and then the Lamina red card. I mean, you've never seen a stadium, erupt in more happiness, realizing what was about to happen. So, yeah, it was really fun to be there the first half, and the feedback I was getting was like, wow, this is what a fun place to come. What a great place. And then second half happened, and 85 minutes, they were like, let's leave. Let's just beat we don't want to be here anymore. This is awful. Oh my God, what's going on? And it was difficult being there, to be honest. And I think everybody left so upset.
It was much a mess to watch. I mean, I thought after watching the first half, I thought the very worst, we're going to finish this 1-0. The very, very worst. And so to see us concede in the way that we did and lose it was just, I was in disbelief. But silver lining at the end of the game, I was thinking, he's going to be gone. He's going to be gone.
I think that was the shining light of coming. That was the only thing coming out of that game, that everybody was in that unison of like, that was awful, but at least he's gone now. Like, there's no way he's staying. Yeah, and then sadly. I'm saying that we've even missed the interim in weeks of like the Jesse Marsh and what all that sort of stuff afterwards. Mental. So, but everything that happened after that Wolves game has been so crazy. But the Wolves game itself was just, yeah. I mean, like you said to me before going to the game, Suamana is going to be an absolute favourite. Oh, someone's screen's gone funny.
Fancy camera's back, isn't it?
Jack got a new microphone, and suddenly Mike was like, "Oh, I'll put the fancy camera on tonight." So thanks for that.
It does that. I forgot it does that.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Have
So
fun with
get
that.
ready. Yeah,
but yeah,
can't wait.
Suamana was amazing. That like 60-yard run he did, just beating out, that entire Wolves team it was amazing. So there were things to sort of take away. Actually, he really does have a magnet in his chest, doesn't he? He's got his first touch is fantastic. I mean, he lost the ball a few times, but I think it was all just mismatch. Nothing really on him. But good first half, and then everything else, isn't it? So
everything went wrong, but thankfully Jones is gone. He's beaten the traffic. He's on the bus. He's gone. So we don't need to worry about it anymore. Yeah. So let's move on to the weekend's game that's just passed. Obviously, Ruben SELLES taking the helm. And it was kind of thought that Jesse Marsch was going to be our new manager, and then talks broke down. I mean, just give me your thoughts, Jack, on how you think. I mean, from my perspective, I was thinking, okay, if he wants, I understand why a manager wants a longer term contract. A bit more financial security, a bit less egg on his face if it does go wrong at the end of the season. But were you disappointed?
It's
then and now in comparison.
It's difficult to say because I'm so in love with Ruben SELLES that it kind of like blurs everything that I wanted to happen. And even when before the Jesse rumors, I was kind of like, I wouldn't be too opposed to SELLES to the end of the season because I quite like him. I know I've heard so much stuff about the players enjoying him. So Jesse Marsch was an idea that I was actually quite behind. I know you weren't when I first met. When the
I was
first
nervous.
broke. But here's the thing: if you had taken Jesse Marsch direct from Leipzig, we'd be excited. And then it's like, right, it's more Leeds in the past year. Do you know what I mean? Like he saved them last season. So when he came in, leading into the summer, you would probably be quite positive about that Jesse Marsch Leeds side. From an outsider, I would be like, okay, well they buy, and they go into the system and they get the right teams, and almost in a way learn from like Southampton and the Hasenhüttl thing. Like, right, you need to get the players in to play this kind of football.
Yeah, and it's risky football, though, isn't it?
It's risky football, and that is kind of what we did. And I was still scared about the defense, but I thought on paper, when I watched the two teams, I do think Southampton's defense is better than Leeds. I thought if Jesse comes in here with the defense better than that one,
if he gets to work with Bednarek,
exactly. Using Shearer's team of the week, mate. That's how far Bednarek's come along. So it's I was getting behind the idea of Jesse Marsch, and I was excited to see, but at the same, but now we've got SELLES, and SELLES is doing that. He's doing the same thing, and I'm more excited because of what I already know about SELLES than the things I already know about Marsch.
Exactly that. Well, let's have a quick chat about the weekend's game at the Bridge. Obviously coming out 1-0 victors after a rather expected James Ward-Prowse free kick just before the break of the half. And do you know what? I was also watching this in the car on the way up through France. And I told my daughter in the back, I said, James Ward-Prowse free kick. This is a goal. This is a goal. This is as good as having a penalty. And then when it went in, I was just kind of like, oh, okay. I wasn't wrong, but
and ever since then the kids have been going to bed on Simon doing whatever you say.
Yeah, exactly.
He's psychic, he knows things, so
exactly that. But it was a really hard working display. I thought Chelsea were off the boil in the first half. I thought they were completely off the pace and kind of looked very, very sluggish. But again, I think I agree with Ed here. Shout out to Ainsley Maitland-Niles' performance at the weekend, because he was back. He was back to doing what he was really, really good at.
Yeah, who would have thought playing a right back in a right back role? Who would have guessed it? That just putting him there, that would have made all the difference. But I've seen extended highlights, and that whole back line just really did their job in putting those sort of the performances that you want to see from the team of where we are. Lavia, Peru. I mean, that Peru goal line, clearance was amazing, and then the celebration of it afterwards and see how much it means to them. You know, we've got a team here that are going to fight to the end of the season.
Yeah.
And I look at the teams around us and I think, right, if Southampton can get on the SELLES train and it goes and we get this 3-4 game bounce and we can, we go on maybe a 5-game run of wins and draws.
Yeah.
Suddenly we're looking really good. And there are teams around us that I think could be slipping. I think, Leeds have got this, the new manager coming in this weekend, and this is almost a perfect game for us this weekend to crack on for what we need to do.
Yeah,
so I can see them slipping a little bit. Maybe if they don't win this weekend, maybe they take that slight Nathan Jones bounce where it takes they take those hits. I think West Ham still look bad. So
it's
West Ham are like, they're playing last season when they were playing really defensively against the top 6 clubs, and they were playing really open against the teams they should be beating. They were on fire, and this season they seem to be playing that defensively against everyone. So they can't sort that out, and they don't have. If Antonio's not scoring, they're going to start slipping way more down as well. So I just think I'm on it. If we can do it. We can do it, and those sort of performances like against Chelsea is how you do it. Okay, granted, Chelsea haven't been amazing. They've got
They look good in the second half. They look good in the second half.
There's just there's no one there I'm scared of. There's no one I'm scared of in that Chelsea team, and I think that's the problem.
Amongst the 600 million, Jack. Surely there's someone in there.
There isn't, but there are players that when they score, like when Mount scores, you're like, oh, for God's sake, probably should have dealt with, of course Mount scored. But going into a game, I'm never like, oh, blooming hell, Mason Mount today. Oh, no, this today. Just like, they're there and they might turn up.
Yeah, true.
They haven't done it twice now against Southampton. So what? So
Yeah. Just answer John's question here. Did we watch behind the scenes for this? Yes. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, it was a great watch. That was. Just showing here, Jones signing Bree reminded when Pellegrino signed Carrillo. It'd be interesting to see what happens with James Bree. See what's going to happen.
You can win a ball in the air.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, in terms of a low risk investment, there wasn't much there. Not much as a 4 million to Luton for a certain manager. Not quite that much, but there we go. I just want to also bring up, someone actually mentioned it, Ed, Bazunu turned into Prime Neuer. He was brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. And that after the game celebration with the squad, seeing him hugging and celebrating, I thought that will mean the absolute world to him to go up against a Chelsea side, especially in that second half, which were literally throwing everything at them, and for him to come out with a clean sheet. Man, that's gonna do wonders for his confidence.
He's needed something, hasn't he? Yeah. It's been on a slide where you see him sort of drop out of people's teams over the weekends recently, and it's like he needs that big confidence boost. He's a striker that needs a goal. And that celebration afterwards, I think again that pitch side unseen, I think I scared Astor a little because the way I sort of was just like, oh my God, get it! Yeah, I love him. Just inject it in my veins, like. It just felt so good, and to hear him shout, "This is for you," and Baz, like you say, Baz at the front there, and all those sort of even Bednarak. To see Bednarak, thinking I've just had a great game there.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
it's almost like when we beat Chelsea the other end of the season, where it's like maybe this is this the start of something? This can they the raising of the heads? So hopefully this is it this time.
I mean, for me, that was prime Ralph Press. That was. So was that last Chelsea game. Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah, no, absolutely. So be sure to check out your Vamos tees. This is for you. I'm sure there'll be plenty more designs coming through. So go and check them out. And hopefully we'll keep the win run going. So shall we move on to chat about Chelsea, about Leeds. Yeah, should we move on? Let's move on to our preview of. Look at this, we're actually running sort of on time for once. That'd be nice.
Mental.
So up next we have Leeds United up at Elland Road, which is going to be a bottom of the table clash and some. I mean, we're both in precarious position. Here at the bottom of the table with ourselves on 18 points, Leeds on 19 points, and the rest aren't that far away. But it does paint a picture of what a 6 pointer really is, really, because the person who gets the win, or the team that gets the win on Saturday, will have an advantage of a team that's going to be beneath them. So it's been an opposition in and around you that's going to make a difference in and around us. But Leeds United haven't had a win in the league since the 5th of November. They've had a couple of draws, but in terms of a win, it's been very, very difficult for them. Yeah, it's going to be a tough test. I mean, do you see a new manager bounce coming for them?
It's difficult. Well, here's the thing: we don't know if he's taking this game, does he? Because I've read today that he's had visa issues and he might not be in charge by this weekend. So hopefully not. That would help us even more. But he's a bit of an odd manager. I don't know too much. I just remember him from his time as Watford. And if you remember, his first game for Watford was a 1-0 loss against Southampton. So, it always takes a while to adapt to the Premier League. And he's not like a manager that I'm fearful of.
Yeah.
And, Leeds where they are and the goals they're conceding. Do you think was it Coleman that scored that goal against them this weekend? Do you reckon he meant to do that? Did you see that one?
I did see that one. I think he was playing with seeing the goalkeeper of his line. I kind of think that he might have been going for that, to be honest with you.
So I think so too. I'll give him credit for that because that goal was fantastic. It really did make me laugh.
Bit naughty. Yeah. I did like it. Absolutely.
So they're in a position where they're conceding silly goals, and do you work that out in the space of 3 days now? Probably not. Probably not. I think hopefully it might be a bit too soon. Maybe we're the Liverpool to it's Nathan Jones tenure. Whereas a bit that game wasn't. If you exclude the Southampton game, I've got a 50% win ratio. So
yeah, it would be certainly something to behold. But in terms of who we, I mean, I wouldn't change a team that played on Saturday. To be honest with you, I'd just go exactly with what we've done there, really.
Is my maths right? If we on the weekend, if we beat Leeds and West Ham and Bournemouth both lose, we could get out of the bottom three.
Well, looking at this with the goal difference of Bournemouth, then yes, that would be the case. That's how it would generally work. So I certainly hope that is the case, because that will work out very, very nicely for us.
Again, just tells you just how close. What a massive 3 points that Chelsea game was. I mean, if you look at this table now, if we were on 15 points, you wouldn't know what to be doing with yourself. And now it's just that's the slice of hope that we really needed. The fact that this weekend we could get out of the bottom three, we could get on our way and escape. So this game is vital, really, and that's the thing. I don't really want to be on Leeds, whether if they're off the mark. I want us to go up there and put in a dominating performance of a team that's just beating Chelsea away from home. I want, we'll get the scorelines in a minute, but I just want it to be a win that you can't argue. Just like they just went up there and smashed Leeds about the place.
Yeah. Josh mentioned here, Gracia's still working on a work permit. I just wonder what he might have been doing, like maybe just getting on a Skype call and just sort of looking through binoculars through the side of the car. And I don't know if he could be on holiday. I'm sure they're working something around. I'm sure there's something honestly. Or unless Javi's just like, no, I'm not officially working. You can't touch me. I mean, who knows? But we got to focus on our game, haven't we?
Yeah,
I mean, it's
exactly.
not a case of like worrying about what they'll be doing. Coming here from John, member of the channel. Are you both going this weekend? We're sadly not. And it's a sold out fixture. I think we sold out every single away fixture.
I think if there's one thing you can take away from this season, by the end of it, it is that Southampton's fan base is just fantastic.
Yeah,
the way they spoke up, the way that we've been, they've done everything this season, the way they've been hard done by the club, and the fact that they've still shown their support given what it's been like. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's proud to be a Saints fan this season.
Yeah, it's been a rough ride, but certainly the Saints fan community is as strong as ever. I mean, in terms of how we came together with the old bus issue. But there we go. But no, we won't be going this weekend, but I'm sure there'll be plenty of extra content going on the Matchday Vlogs extra channel. If some other fans go and want to send him some stuff, I can always stick it on there, so we can get stuff going on there also. So go and check that out. Link is in the description. Maybe I can't remember, but you'll be able to find it. Matchday Vlogs Extra. Go and check that one out. So, should we have a look at our suggested team?
Come on, then.
Should we do that? Should we get that going? Here we go. Let's bring this one in. Now, I didn't know what colour to put the strip in because we're going to be playing on our green kit, and the closest I could get. Let me see what colours I had. I had green, but it didn't look right because it made us look invisible. Didn't like it. So if everyone's okay with a black, I'm going to go with that because it's a very dark green, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah. This is all important stuff that I need to be talking about live on there.
It's extremely important stuff, yeah you're not wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. So everyone's already putting an unchanged lineup, no brainer. But we're going to do it anyway because it's part of the show. We have to do it. So
yeah,
big hands, Baz.
Big Baz. SELLES. Now, do you think Bella Koch will be fighting fit yet?
Was it? He was playing at the weekend, wasn't he?
Did he play at the weekend? I thought it was Bella Koch and Bednarak, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah. Now, what was it was the press conference today? Or is it tomorrow? Do we think Sally's out? It was only a wee knock, wasn't it? So going forward, I feel like it'll probably be
what SELLES in here.
SELLES and ABK.
Switch these over.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. If Sally's fit, I think it's a no-brainer.
SELLES. Oh, what am I doing? Where'd it go?
How have you done that?
So let's see. There we go.
I still think it sounds like Kyle Walker-Peters will still be out. So maybe Maitland-Niles back in there again.
Okay. Just showing off I can spell, isn't it?
Just show you if you spell it, abbreviating everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike can spell. Peru. Gotta be. Peru's probably picking himself.
Peru. Mark saying that Sally's still not in training, so maybe throw young Bednarak in there.
So I gotta change it. I had it. There we go.
Pop Lianco in there. Poor Lianco, man. He ain't gonna get any minutes anymore, is he?
Well, the comments from Ruben Severs are saying that players may know if they're not going to play for the rest of the season. Sounds quite bold, but it sounds like it might be directed at our Croatian players. I don't know why.
Maybe they're just not up to it, eh?
Yeah.
It's crazy that because Saleta Carr was having some great games.
Yeah.
Even up to the red card, he was still playing well.
Yeah. Don't you also think that, Ward-Prowse played a deeper role against Chelsea?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the fact that we beat Everton like this kind of highlighted how bad Everton were?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Kind of answered my own question there.
Yeah, it's that game there is kind of again more on Everton than it was Prowsey playing higher. And I do think that when I see Prowsey playing that slightly higher position, he always seems to be about 1 or 2 yards too slow for it.
Yeah. Yeah. So with the greatest respect, Nathan, it was Everton were bad. That's how the win happened. There we go.
The wind was the wind was on our side that day. That is why we won that game.
Exactly that. Oh, look at this. Fantastic. Welcome to the membership, Isaac. Details to join in the membership section below. Let me see if anyone's strongly disagreeing with me. I agree with this. I think it will be that, or however you want to word it. It will be wording like that. Hamza Marjan couldn't hit bar door. Nearly got an assist though, didn't he?
Nearly. Well, he almost scored. Nearly scored, didn't he? It was a good save by the boy. I can't remember who played in goal for Chelsea this weekend.
Yeah, let's see what Isaac's going with his lineup. Baz, Peru, Bednarak. Yeah, right so far. Maitland-Niles, Lavia, Elianusi. Elianusi. Okay.
The unit player that is Elland. He can do everything. He can do anything, any position you want.
So was he playing Silamana up top?
I believe so. I think he was sort of next to Paul. That is a good point, though, Adrian. I did see those pictures. The Croatian players seeming very, ear to ear during training.
I can smile when I'm in a bad mood and I'm in trouble. That means nothing.
I don't know. If you've been told you're not playing again to the end of the season,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're not going to smile for the cameras, are you?
probably have a slight puss on my face. I'll probably be a little bit upset.
There you go. Have I spelled that right?
Yeah, I can't see it from here.
Des has taught me well. And I thought Stu was great. I did like Stu.
Yeah, now he's back to full fitness. I think even under Ralph, those few games that he played, I think he had a knock with him. And I've heard enough people say that Stu's one of those sort of players. If he isn't 100%, he's just not going to give you what you need. And it looked at the weekend that he was back to full force.
Yeah. And this could be like this, couldn't it, really?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if everyone noticed carefully that Stu pretty much got an assist for that goal against Chelsea by actually running across here.
Yeah.
And just fishing. I mean, that must be part of the game book. Just like either take a shot here or run across here and pick up a foul. That's how it gets done. All right.
Yeah.
We know what you're doing. He's a smart man. He's a lawyer.
He is a liar.
Exactly that. He knows exactly what he's doing. So there we go. That's what we're going with. That's what we think.
I like it.
The lineup's going to be. Let us know in the chat section. Look at that. Yes. Yeah, I corrected it. I knew it the moment I typed it in there. What's happened to Aribo? It's a very good question. I wonder maybe if he's one of those players that might be in the bad books. I don't know. I'm speculating. If the pictures of smiling Croatians is to be true, then we're kind of narrowing it down to others. But we'll have to see. And yeah, cheers, spelled right. Thank you so much. I always appreciate the spell check section of the chat section. I don't necessarily disagree with this, but it'd be interesting to see. Yeah, be interested to see what happens really. I mean, the issue when you've fielded a winning lineup is you don't tend to change it.
Don't mess with it.
Yeah.
Especially a player like Bednarak, where it's he's come in with quite low morale, and those first few games were so terrible. And he scored another own goal. But, if he comes in with a good game, you kind of do have to like praise him for that. He's like, okay, good job. You didn't bring mud into the house this one time. We'll let you go out again tomorrow.
Yeah. Coming here from Dan, Aribo doesn't suit Sellers' ball, unfortunately. Yeah, it's kind of a hard-working, high-pressing, doesn't scream. Sellers' ball to me. Yeah, you've got a very good point there. There we go. Well, that's what I think we're going with. If you like that lineup, let me know in the chat section, in the comment section. Always feel free to stick in your predicted 11 in the comment section. It's always fun to have a look at those and share our thoughts and opinions on that. Right then, should we move on to our?
I do feel Charlie's missing out. Like it's a shame because he's now we're now back in that spot where he probably needs to play where Ward-Prowse is playing.
It's ain't happening.
It's just never going to happen. So, I feel a bit bad for Charlie unless he can like convert to being that slightly wider player. But he's better cutting through the middle. Some of those runs he made, against Wolves were fantastic. It's difficult for him. Difficult for a few players in that squad because I just don't think it's not getting in.
Yeah. Difficult, lemon difficult, as they say.
Yeah. Yeah, it just kind of wonder like who was picking the players when we were, because none of the players seem to work for any system. Like they're never going to work for Jones's system, and they don't really press enough.
Swarming on Saturday. Yeah, they're absolutely swarming on Saturday. So it was, great to watch. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. Right. Charlie plays away alongside Jason Prowse. Yeah, defensively though, he scares me. He does scare me. There we go.
Yeah, and they need that
Right.
protection. You need Lavia. You need that protection.
He's a playmaker. Great playmaker.
Yeah.
Right. Get the right banners up. Let's go to. I didn't even put that up.
Come on, mate. Come on. It's been a while. It's been a while, mate.
It's right there. Right there. I could have just punched the button. That's all it is. There we go. Right, let's move on then quickly to the score prediction part of the show. This is where you're going to put in your score predictions in the chat section before me and Jack give ours, and I will go through all of yours right after me and Jack have given ours. That sounded weird when I said it like that. Right, Jack, I'm going to let you go first on this one.
Oh, my go, is it?
I'm super curious. Super curious.
I am going to go for a big swashbuckling 3-0 away win.
Okay.
We be going on an adventure to Elland Road.
Wow.
You best start believing in ghost stories because you're in one. So,
wow.
Yeah, I want them to go up there and just put a performance in and be like, right, this is it now. Saints are here, and we're getting out of this. Going to get out of the bottom three here, and 3 goals, another clean sheet. That goal difference, mate, because I think that's really going to come into it now. So we're going to start needing them, and I think, and Baz needs it. So yeah, I'm going to go big 3-0. Any other time maybe 2-0, maybe even 3-1. But today I'm saying 3-0 to us.
Can you imagine that back-to-back clean sheets?
It would be the fireworks would start, mate. We'd be getting the parade ready for Southampton for the end of the season because we are staying up.
Yeah.
Ruben SELLES, mate. He drinks a Stella, he eats paella.
Gonna win the FA Cup. Gotta keep us up. Wow, 3-0. 3-0. Yep. Oh my word. I love it. What do I think? Leeds have struggled to score, unless they at Old Trafford, weirdly. They looked pretty much on fire on that. Ended that game 2-2. So I'm kind of thinking, what am I thinking? I'd love a clean sheet. I'm just not sure how realistic it is at Elland Road, because Leeds started really quickly. Last game we played them, I think that game ended 1-1, didn't it? We had a 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
Ward-Prowse free kick. Sod it. There you go.
Yeah. I love it.
2-0. 2-0, innit? 2-0 written all over it.
Yeah. Easy. Easy business.
With.
We should go to Elland Road, walk it. Like everybody does.
I want us to start the same intensity that we did at Stamford Bridge. And I'm sure that will be the game plan, because you start slowly at Elland Road, you'll get picked apart, and it'll be a very, very long game. So yeah, I'm going to go with 2-0. Get the first goal, obviously.
Oh yeah, goal scorers. Who are we saying?
I want it to happen, so I'm not going to say it. Set piece. And who else? Got to be Onuachu, isn't it?
Onuachu coming at you.
Yeah, Onuachu. It's going to get a headed goal. That's what I reckon.
Yeah, I'm going to go big pool. I'm going to go Sumana, and I'm going to go Prowse. Why not? The big three.
Love it.
The big three.
Right, it's time to go through everyone else's score predictions in the chat section. Here we go. I'm just scrolling down. God, there's been a lot here. Wow. And before I do that, I'm going to
wow, fair play. Wow, congratulations, Isaac. That's great.
Amazing. That is fantastic news. Absolutely fantastic news. Absolutely love that. And the very best regards to
you. Yeah, big love to you, mate. That's great news.
Yeah, fantastic. Where did they start? Right, I'm going with this one. It's my birthday on Saturday. I hope for a 2-1 win to us. Oh, would love that. Love that.
Please.
Would love that indeed. Lots of well wishes for Isaac here as well. I love that. Absolutely brilliant. Fantastic. I'm buzzing. That's fantastic news.
Yeah, great news.
John Carter's going for a 2-0. Oh, look at that. The first one's with me. Look at that.
Yeah, 2-0. Big
Charlie
up.
Page going for a also 2-0. Sulemana and Peru. Still Jones out. Jones out. Should I just stick that in the t-shirt shop anyway? Just have it there. Jones out. That'd be. I'll send one to Rasmus. He'll love it. Tristan Hartwell's going for a 2-0 as well. Look at this. Luke's going for a 3-1. Josh is also going for a 3-1. So for them, Sulemana, Onyacho, and Armstrong for us. Which Armstrong? Which Armstrong? Curious. Sangatuli is going for a 2-0. Big Paul and Sulemana. Fantastic. Justin Hamilton's going for a 3-1 Saints. Would love to see that. Chloe's with me, going for a 2-0 Southampton. James Ward-Prowse, 18th free kick goal on Nacho header, assist by James Ward-Prowse corner. That's basically exactly what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's what we all want.
That I wanted to say all of that, but I'm just scared to jinx. Adrian's also going for a 2-0 Saints. Bazunu with back-to-back clean sheets. Would absolutely love to see it. Riley is bringing the mood down here with 6-0 leads.
Just get out, Riley. No one needs that.
I'm just going to keep going. Chris is going for a 1-0 job done. Absolutely. 1-0 job done would be fantastic. 1-0 Saints. Yanni B from a corner. What, taking the corner or just fumbling it in with his big legs? That own goal still hurts.
How many has he scored now? Is it 4? Is it 4 for... I think it's 4 for Bednarak, and I think he's 2 more own goals off of Carragher's record.
Wow. It's not really a record you want. Not really a record you want. Just going to bring up this here. Remember last season? I do remember.
Yeah. Absolutely.
2-0. That's the best 2-0 score prediction I've ever read out. There we go. Fantastic. Good stuff. And thanks to all those who donated to that walk up Snowdon. Is it Snowdon?
I don't know, mate. You did it.
Yeah. It's hard work. Ben is going for a 4-0 Saints. Tall hat-trick in a James Ward-Prowse with an equaling Beckham's record. Sengatelli's changed his already for 8-0.
Just a big hammer, and that'd be nice. Hey, mate, come on.
He's going for a 1-1.
Come on, mate. There's a fence, bro.
It's better than losing. I think losing would be a disaster in this one, but anyway, moving on. Mark Richards, member of the channel, is going for a 2-0 Saints with Tall Paul and Stu. Tall Paul, well, he used to be a DJ, Tall Paul, didn't he? Was that right?
Do you mean eyeball Paul from Kevin and Perry Go Large?
Maybe.
Eyeball Paul.
Might be a parody, that one. Toby's going for a 2-0 Saints, Prowsey and Big Paul. Morgan, member of the channel, is going for a 4-1 Saints. Liam's going for a 2-1 Saints.
Everyone feeling good. This is the kind of atmosphere we want in the room.
Exactly. Charlie's going for a 2-1. We take the lead with Topol with Bednarik own goal and then 80th minute last minute header from Salasu or Kaletka or Orsic. Just spreading out the opportunities there. Love that. 1-0 Peru screamer from Keegs. And England 3, Belgium 0. Okay. Oh, is the women's game being played tonight? That's a massive howler from me. There we go. Delgo 86 going to 2-0 to us at least. Going to say Onacho header and a Stew screamer. Save Prowsey's record equaling free kick for St Mary's. Ooh, yeah. Like what you're thinking. Or beating record for St Mary's. That'd be nice. If he beats it, gets 19. I like that.
Double down. Just double down. It's not about closing the gap now. It's about extending the gap.
Yeah. And the conversion rate is just since... was it 2013? The last 10 years, it's been quite something. Finn Barkelly's going for a 3-2 Saints. John's going for a 3-1 Saints. Stuart, Sulemana, and Paul. Nobody's saying Saints lost. Yeah, I'm noticing this as well. And actually, there was a heavy one earlier. There was a heavy one.
Yeah, but we don't count that because we don't listen to negatives. I can't physically hear them.
Yeah. I'm saying 2-0 Saints, James Ward-Prowse and Stew. As long as defence is solid again, as one goal will break us for the rest of the game. Yeah. I just really like the idea of us having back-to-back clean sheets. You hear that squeak? That was my fire.
I was wondering. I was like, there might
Do
be
you want to know
is somebody breaking into my house. What's going on there?
some haunting? That's basically what it is. That's basically what it is. Sorry, did I read that? I did read that one. Pro clubs, he's going for 8-2-1 with a Brie double. Love to see it.
He can win a header. He can win a ball.
Vade's going for a 2-0 Saints, Will Prowse and Lavia. God, we've got SELLES. Ruben SELLES. Gonna win the FA Cup. You're gonna keep us up. Yeah. Anyway,
that was sung with passion. That was sung with
passion.
Then, Mike.
Yeah. That was sung with "The kids are asleep upstairs."
That's done with "The camera's gonna sleep again."
Perfect timing. Upgrade your gear, kids. Does that. Fantastic.
I can't believe that. To be fair, man, I'm amazed that the kids still have beds after you pretty much, gave away all your money this week, didn't you? So I assume they'd just be sleeping on guitar boxes.
Exactly. All about the investment, long-term investment. That's what we're doing. Fantastic stuff. Charlie going for a 2-1. Yeah. Sasu. Yeah. Saxon's going for a 2-1. Saints win. Yanni B header in the 90th minute. Oh, couldn't hold out for that. That's too much. Too much for me. Dante's going for a 2-1 Saints. Josh is saying Stuart, of course, not Adam. Tom's going for a 1-0 Saints. James Ward-Prowse penalty, which could be a free kick.
Yeah,
they're the same thing. They're the same thing.
Penalty, 40 yarder, either one.
Yeah. Venom's going for a 2-1. ABK last minute Peru screamer. Sorry, just humming to myself.
Just another little Peru thunderbolt. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, it was the women's game.
I do like the fact that I would kind of like Peru to take set pieces on the other side of the park when Prowse has to do an outswinger.
Yeah, well, like the one that they threw at St Mary's to get Jones out.
So we all agreeing that Prowse didn't shoot those 2 free kicks because he wanted Jones gone.
He did this, put his hands on his hips, and he went, right. Yeah.
You know what? Here's the thing, right? We were literally on our way out when that free kick happened. So I watched that from the tunnel.
Yeah.
Because the boys were leaving. It's so toxic. I had to get the boys out of it. I was like, yeah, no worries, let's get out. And I stood there. I was like, this is gonna go in, and we're all gonna go mental. And he passed it. I went, oh my god, he hates Jones. Let's leave. The captain has spoken. The captain has spoken. We are all to leave right now.
Do you think when he pushed him towards the crowd in the Everton game, it's like just feed him to the wolves? That's what he was trying to do. He was just trying to push him over, like, just get hurt, please, just go away. Exactly that. Did you see him playing non-league football this weekend, by the way? Yeah, that was a fun one.
In Dorset. Yeah, that's so weird. We went to Kingston Lacey for the weekend and we drove past some football pitches. So I was kind of like, maybe Jones was in one of those. Yeah, quite possibly. So there we go. That is our score predictions. Thank you so much for sticking in your score predictions in the chat section. It's always fun to read the general opinion, but there appears to be a lot of buoyancy and a lot of good feeling towards our potential at the weekend. I think it would be a massive result for us and would certainly change a lot of minds in that bottom half of the table. And I think everyone, if we look at the table again, I mean, this is how crazy it is. If we get a victory, and like you say, Joe, Bournemouth and West Ham don't pick up something, we're suddenly out the bottom 3, but we're also, within reaching distance of potentially many other clubs above us. And in all honesty, looking at that table there, I would say anyone beneath Villa is in it.
Is in it. And I know Forest are having a great time. I mean, they picked up a point against Manchester City in the dying moments, but really, that they had a good January. They're having a good February, but that can all change dramatically. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that. I've lost my banner. Where's my banner? There it is.
Oh, my banner's gone.
My banner's gone.
12 o'clock in time for lunch. Dum-de-dum-de-dum.
But this table's mad. I mean, someone, I think it was Vize, put on Twitter earlier about I can't remember which season it was, like 2013, 14, Premier League season, and there was like 1 point separating 6 clubs on the last game of the season. And this kind of has a feeling of that. And I honestly think that the points total for surviving this year's Premier League is going to be high. Yeah. It's going to be high because Chelsea's dropping points all over the place. Spurs are dropping points all over the place. You know, all these teams have got wins in them against surprise oppositions. So I'm nervous. Yeah. I'm very nervous.
Yeah. It's anything can happen in the next half hour, and it's just I just kind of look at the team. I got to be honest. I look at SELLES and I think we can do this. I see the relationship between the players and the way he talks and that pitch side unseen.
Yeah, it's the work rate. It's the work rate that will get it done. It's the work rate and the confidence in the squad that will get it done. Because we've believed all season that we have the ability and the talent in the squad to make it happen. So that's we believe. So let's go through some of the stuff. I think now's a great opportunity to talk about Ruben SELLES.
Let's talk about Ruben.
We've had a chat earlier throughout the whole show. We've even made a T-shirt thanks to someone on Twitter kindly allowing us to make it. So let's talk about Ruben SELLES taking the interim role after he took the reins against Sheffield Wednesday, and we narrowly won on penalties. So I think everyone was a little bit cautious in terms of like what he could actually do to galvanise the squad. I kind of had the feeling that around that kind of time, he perhaps gave a bit of a rocking to the squad after Ralph's departure and said, look, this is on you. You need to sort yourselves out. So I imagine there was probably a lot of unrest in the dressing room. So perhaps not a good time or a good fixture to judge him on. But from what we've seen in such a short space of time, kind of gives us hope, but should make us quite cautious as well in terms of the time frame of it. Is that fair?
I mean, listen, it doesn't matter who came in at this point of the season, where we are, what we're doing. That job is ridiculously difficult. So what you've got to hope is that they come in, that whoever comes in can get the most out of the players there and can G them up. And it's quite clear, even from the talks at the beginning of the season, what you heard between Jones and Ralph, telling the players the home truths. And then already you've heard him tell, I've spoken to players about what he expects for the rest of the season and who's going to be playing what.
Yeah.
So it sounds like the players know that the players know what he knows and they know what he wants, and everyone's for it. And I think he knows this team better than probably Jones ever did. Yeah. Watch the background move. And so yeah,
I got to find something green now. I got to move it. What am I doing? Should I move this?
Yeah, if you guys couldn't tell, nothing's attached back here today. So
I could pull this off the wall if you want.
It's fine. It's fine. I'll just stay like this for the rest. So yeah, I just think SELLES knows that squad better than Jones ever did, and he knows Ralph Ball and knows that Ralph system. He even knows what Ralph was trying to do in the summer. With the 5 at the back. So he just knows what these players are capable of, and he seems to have such a good relationship with them that he can get what he needs out of them. So he has that over every other manager that be coming in, but every other manager that be coming in over him would have experience.
Yeah.
But he has sat in that dugout week in, week out all season, and he knows what's wrong. And he's seen the issues. So who's better to know how to work that out? So I'm excited for him.
I mean, you raise a good point. I mean, the whole point of changing the manager is to change the system and then hopefully, re-galvanise the squad. But these players have been playing Ralph Ball for so many years. And it's kind of, over the summer, a lot of new players came in, had to learn the system, and had to be worked with. And I think, it was still the systems they were working with. So to bring in someone else, which is why the Jesse March thing, eventually I came around to it thinking, well, maybe that's not such a crazy idea because it's kind of the football that they know and what they're used to, but it's still very risky at the back. But, if we play the way we did against Chelsea and defend in that manner, because it's the defensive side of it which is really a concern for me.
Yeah.
and most of the other fans I talk about. But if you defend in the way that you swarm for your life when you lose possession and you're being counter-attacked, then you've got a better chance of doing it. But there were a couple of occasions where, balls were kicked against the backside of Lavia in the box, and Peru off the
Yeah.
line, ABK throwing his body in, But you've got to do those sort of things
You got to do it.
to make it work. And I think if they can have that work rate, that ethic, stay fit, then I think it's the best solution. And I've left John's comment up here because I think I don't see anyone else coming in and being able to do what they can do. I mean, it would feel like if we brought in another manager, it would feel like we were doing a Watford, in terms of our rotating door. And I just don't think that's really going to make a difference. I mean, maybe ask me in 5 games' time when we're really desperate, it might be a different answer. But I just don't see it making a lot of sense unless you're planning for the worst. That would be, not what I want to see.
Yeah, there's no manager that could come in right now that you'd be like, yeah, that's the right guy,
Mm-hmm.
because you need that short term success. You need it quick, and there's not really anybody out that's out there like right now. And the players that everyone was sort of pie in the sky wanted, they won't dare come here now.
No.
Even if you do take it, SELLES to the end of the season, and then whatever happens, and then maybe if we go down, you come back up with them. Maybe look for that next step. But I just don't think anybody that was put forward
understand.
was.
Sorry.
But there was also the way that we're playing as well is, being on the front foot and you're right, swarming for the inch of your life. That it's almost like that adrenaline style football is what you need.
Mm-hmm.
This part of the season doing this, you need to have a team that's just fiery.
Mm-hmm.
You look at Peru screaming when he makes that block. It's like that is what you want from every player that is just so G'd up to put a block in, to put a tackle in.
Yeah.
That's the team that's going to keep you up, and that's the team that's going to help you survive in those moments. And you look at teams around us that you see that the frailties in those lines and the insecurities, where I feel that Southampton have been through it so long and so hard now to get to this point and be like, right, we need to turn this on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's almost like, right, enough is enough.
Yeah.
We're fighting for this.
Yeah. I love this guy. It's amazing how much SELLES has many points as one of the best managers in Europe got already. Yeah, it's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's one of the aggressive, front-footed football, all that sort of stuff. But it does also scream at me. I mean, in terms of like the success we've had in such a short space. Okay, it's one game. Let's not get carried away. It's one game in the Premier League. Let's not go crazy. But you can't help but think, from the space of that Liverpool loss away to effectively 2 weeks ago, like the games we wasted, and they could have had points in. I mean, I'm looking at Nottingham Forest at home. I'm even looking at that Fulham away game, and there were just areas. I think the Brighton home game, Brighton played really well, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But we perhaps wouldn't have lost as badly. But they were just such a throwaway. To do that, it just makes me so annoyed. And I think the club will look at that and say, well, let's say one or two things. So we should have just stuck with Ralph and just grin and bear it. But I think the change had to be made. But man,
yeah,
with the laughing stock of the entire football league with that Nathan Jones appointment, and they won't let us forget that. That Nathan Jones this season has been our 9-0, hasn't it?
Nathan Jones is the Ali Dyer of managers. It's like somehow he's convinced this team that he can do this.
Yeah.
It's just it's mental.
He's blagged his way in. And
when you've got pundits openly saying like, you can't talk like that, you can't, like, who does this guy think he is? It's like, oh, just get him gone. He's made us look as bad as we already are. It's like it's double.
Yeah, he's so much worse than a 9-0 defeat, because at least that happens and then you move on. You
say that, mate, but you were only there for one of them, so let's.
I was there for neither of them because we watched them on TV, didn't we?
Well, technically, I count that as being there, seeing as close as we could be. And also, when you're sat online streaming the entire thing,
Yeah, it's pretty savage. Yeah. Should I pull the plug now?
Yeah.
I remember thinking that quite a few times. Singer till he's with you. Ali, do you ever managers? Exactly. Exactly. John's making comments here about the thoughts on new TV picks and date changes for us. It's mad. I thought it was all of them, but we've actually got 6 fixtures in April. 6 fixtures in April, and 5
I've
of
not
them
even
have been
looked.
changed for TV.
Not even looked at the changes. Is it Saturdays to Sundays?
There's the Arsenal game away, which has been moved to Friday night. And what else? And the rest have been moved to a Sunday. So the West Ham away is a Sunday. The Man City at home is a Sunday. What else? I think the only one that's not changed is Crystal Palace. And then the Bournemouth fixture is on a Tuesday instead of a Wednesday. Don't know why they've done that.
I think after March, I should be free a few weekends to go to all those games. So I think I have any work on. So should be fine.
Well, you might not be if things, never have known these sort of things. But
yeah, I'm being announced as the new QPR manager on Monday. I'm going straight from retail to the championship.
Exactly. Thomas bringing over a point here. Nathan Jones cost Southampton. I'm not sure I want to read this out. 8.4 million for 94 days and just 1 Premier League win. Didn't even get a draw, did we? Just 3 points. 3 points. And a cup progression. And I honestly think, had we had a proper manager, we might be in the Carabao Cup final this season.
Yeah,
just to depress everyone further. That's it. That's what you get for watching the show.
Still got an FA Cup on it, mate. Still got an FA Cup on it.
We paid £4 million to Luton to get him out of there. Luton must be laughing. They're above their rivals Watford in the Championship in a playoff position. So you couldn't make that up.
I almost don't want Luton to come up for the sake, because like they're gonna banter us about that like the entire game. Like Luton needs to stay down just because of that now.
Yeah, I mean, if they come up and I'd be happy either way. The fact that we're still up. So we'll just take, if I have to pick one, that's what I'm doing. My goodness. Right. I mean, is there anything in the world of football that you wanted to discuss, Jay? Let us know in the chat section also before I close out the show. I mean, obviously Liverpool lost to Real Madrid and
Liverpool suck, man. Liverpool terrible
fashion. Going up 2-0 against Real Madrid, and I'm thinking, God, this was over quick, and then losing 5-2. There's been some dubious decisions in the VAR. I think we had one against us with Onyacho. Who's got very long legs, so studs on those is kind of easy to find. But there's been some dubious stuff in there. Anything that's caught your attention?
Like you say, Liverpool are just the worst ever. And that they're all too old and can no longer play the Klopp style of football. So it's just falling apart. It's quite funny to watch. I think Arsenal are going to win the league. Football is football, mate. I think. It is quite frankly one of the most entertaining. It's the best league in the world, and this year, even though we're sat rock bottom of it, I'm like, this is the most exciting league because, like we say, this season we could be out of it, and then, in a minute we can be fighting for who knows what, and top sixes all over the place. Newcastle doing bits, and then Leicester doing absolutely nothing and being one of the most boring teams in the league now. How's it going, Chris, mate? I'm very excited to come and talk to you soon, my friend. I got all my outrageous shirts are right over here, so
get the colourful ones. So it messes up your green screen as well.
Absolutely.
Send Chris's eyes going crazy. How are you, Chris? Hope you well. There's been some crazy things going on. VAR out. There's been some really weird decisions up against. Mostly going for the likes of Man United and Liverpool. But
they're just a disgrace, mate. The fact that we are now having, there's already Sky have their ref watch bit, and they're now actually having to come out of the games and apologise. It's happening too often. too blatant, and they if there's a ref on the pitch, that's fine. But what they need in the VAR room is not referees; it's people who have played the game.
Yeah.
It's the people who actually understand the game, rather than idiots who, don't understand their own rules, who haven't read their own books, or forget to draw lines, or just incompetent. It's beyond, to be honest.
It has gone absolutely crazy, and I think some of these offside decisions are looking a little bit sketchy in terms of where the sleeve starts. And there was one was it the Man United Leicester game? Chris will have to comment if it was, but yeah, that one was. I couldn't figure it out. I was thinking like, how's that? But the inconsistency, as Ed is saying, is absolutely crazy. But who knows? Let's hope it's a good game at the weekend for us, and we're not talking about it next week about any kind of dodgy decisions. So there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. And of course, it's all going wrong for Graham Potter at Chelsea. Do you think it's a matter of time for him? I mean, I kind of think that he could get to the end of the season, and
I just don't think Chelsea. I don't think the players respect him, because they've got the sort of players that they've gone to Chelsea, on the big money. They think. I think that all those players are arrogant, and I think they're all way overpriced. I think there's one or two players in there that I genuinely think are like the best in the world. Like Reece James is fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's the only one I'm like 10 out of 10 every week. And the rest of them, I think that they're all just pretty poor, really. Like at the beginning of the show, I don't think there's a personality to it. There's no one I'm scared of in that Chelsea squad, and they never do anything to change that. And I just think there's no heart at that team. And as much as Graham Potter can try, it's almost like he's the kind man that is just being bullied by these millionaires. It's just
new players coming indoors like, who are you? I don't know. Who are you? I don't know. Who's that guy over there? Is your new midfielder another one? It's like wow. Crazy. This guy expecting another 9-9 again. Random choice for that one, but I got a suspicion that I think a lot of them are looking at our run in and thinking like this could be quite an interesting watch, seeing Southampton fight for their lives. But there we go. It would cost Chelsea. I got, what? Is this true? It will cost Chelsea 80 million if they sack Potter. Is that true?
I think so. Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, I think he's got an insane clause. Todd Bowley, mate, he's just an absolute maniac. He's worse than Abramovich.
Oh my word! That's wow. Oh dear. Chris can't get a ticket.
Can't get a ticket, Chris. Come on. I thought you were a made man.
Sadly. Anyway, I'm going to move this on because we could chat about VAR and Graham Potter's life expectancy as a Chelsea manager all night, really. But that 18 million to sack him has got my attention, that's for sure. But there we go. Thank you so much to everyone who's joined us here live on the show. If you're watching on replay, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. We won't be going along to this game's weekend, but if you are going along and you want to send us a couple of clips, then the link to send those in is in the description, matchdayvlogs@btinternet.com. But there we go. Fantastic. As always, remember to like, comment, share and subscribe, and me and Jack will see you in the next one. All right, see ya.
Bye.